Blackstone Audiobooks presents The Phantom Major by Virginia Cowles. Chapter 1. The Beginning. It was nearly a week before the German High Command in the Western Desert became aware that the notorious British soldier, whom their radio referred to as the Phantom Major because of his persistent night raids behind their lines, had at last fallen into their hands. It was enough of an event for Field Marshal Rommel to write in his diary, "During January, a number of our AA gunners succeeded in surprising a British column in Tunisia and captured the commander of the 1st SAS Regiment, Lieutenant Colonel David Stirling. Insufficiently guarded, he managed to escape and made his way back to some Arabs, to whom he offered a reward if they would get him back to the British lines. But his bid must have been too small, for the Arabs, with their usual eye to business, offered him to us for 11 pounds of tea, a bargain which we soon clinched. Thus the British lost the very able and adaptable commander of the Desert Group, which had caused us more damage than any other British unit of equal strength." This tribute to Stirling's leadership from such a distinguished soldier as Rommel was high praise. Even so, it was an understatement. The truth was that Stirling's outfit had done more damage to the enemy than many units, not of equal but of far greater strength. During the 14 months that Stirling was in command, his forces had destroyed over 250 aircraft. They had blown up car parks and ammunition depots, hijacked lorries, mined roads, derailed trains, set fire to petrol dumps, and killed many times their own number. Not only had they struck fear into the hearts of German and Italian soldiers who should have felt themselves safe hundreds of miles behind their own front lines, but they had forced Rommel to divert troops to protect his rear, and at important times had disrupted his use of the coast road at night, which meant that his convoys were subjected to air attacks by day. Stirling became almost a legend to the men who served him. They felt he led a charmed life, that there was no trap from which he could not fight his way, no occasion on which he could not outwit the enemy. He fascinated them, not only because of his daring and ingenuity, but because of his odd, paradoxical personality. If you met him in a Cairo restaurant, you would be struck by his gentle voice and modest demeanour. 6 feet 6 inches tall, he stooped slightly, as though apologizing for his unusual height. His immaculate clothes and his perfect manners seemed to suggest another century, and perhaps you would be reminded of Sir Percy Blakeney, vague, soft-spoken, aristocratic, and a bit of a dandy. But if you met him at a forward base in the desert, Blakeney had become the Pimpernel. You were aware of a black-bearded giant with inexhaustible energy and a loving and extensive knowledge of explosives.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?